Hey guys, your boy M.K.S finally back with another video. It's technically this is later than I planned. I did actually want to do a video on New Year's Eve, but I didn't quite manage to do so. It's actually now technically the 2nd of January now in the UK, so I'm way behind schedule. But I thought I'd make a video anyway to say Happy New Year and all that kind of thing to any potential viewers and subscribers of mine. And thank you for, I want to say thank you for watching my videos and subscribing and things like that and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it, and hope everyone has a great new year wherever you are. And I'd love for you to write any comments or questions you want in the comment section or in my videos, as I always do my videos live. So if you do want to ask any questions, I'll do my best to answer them if I can. And yeah, so hopefully 2022 will be a positive year. I think it'd be great if it was like if God made a miracle and made COVID go away and stuff like that. Maybe, and even though I'm reclusive and I like to be on my own a lot of time, but I still think it'd be good if people would be able to travel, and I'd be able to maybe travel to different countries and share my ideas, like as I've been planning to do, like, or dreaming to do for a while, like share my ideas about neurodiversity or special needs or learning disabilities, whatever you want to call it. So talking about the strengths of dyslexia and ADHD and things like that. So yeah, I'd love to travel to parts of Asia and Africa in the future. And yeah, just for the sake of people from poorer backgrounds and stuff like that, I'd love for illnesses and diseases like COVID and other such things to be as limited or less, or whatever the right English term is, as possible. So to have as few of those things as possible, and also, yeah, just as few illnesses, diseases, natural disasters, or problems as possible, and even wars or things like that. I think it'd be great if 2022 was a positive year where maybe even people come together and like support each other. And I did want to make videos from Thursday, which was the day before New Year's Eve, and on New Year's Eve itself and New Year's. And unfortunately, I didn't quite have the energy, or I couldn't really think of what to say, or I tried to take on too much, so I didn't get around to doing so. I was even thinking, like tonight, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to upload this video or not, because I thought it's quite late, so I could go sleep earlier than rather than so late, and then plan tomorrow, start again tomorrow. But I thought, because it's, although technically it's not New Year's, because it's like New Year's, I wanted to make this video. So yeah, I did want to make a video on Thursday, which was like the penultimate day of the year, but I didn't quite get around to doing so. Penultimate meaning last but one, apparently. So I was told at school. Anyway, but yeah, so I hope it'll be a positive year. I was going to say positive month then. I hope it'll be a positive year generally. I may dream, but I'd love to promote Pan-Asianism, Pan-Africanism, and what I call the Six, which I mentioned in my other videos. I'd love to encourage them to work together, like Indigenous people from Africa, Australasia, the Americas, Asia and Ireland, and also Latin America, and people of color, perhaps even to work together in disadvantaged communities, and like to discourage war or violence or things like or war and violence generally, like to discourage things like that, and crime and things like that. I'd love to see those being cut as well. So hopefully it'll be a positive year. Keep nearly saying month, but yeah, and hopefully Italian teams will do well as well, and Celtic as well, and the national team, Italian national team, and the Italian football clubs in football, I hope they do well, and Celtic FC. And I was thinking recently about how China and India, I think, how they could work together and what could bring them together. Like I know I've probably mentioned this in previous videos, but one of the changes I thought of making this year, actually, on that note, is instead of doing list videos, I don't know if I'll do any list videos this year. I might just think about those lists and write and type them to my friends on Facebook, and then plan them in that way. And then when I go to the videos, instead of doing a list form, I might do them like this more regularly. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to stick to that. But so hopefully I'll make some positive changes myself and change some of my bad habits as much as I can. But being a creature of habit, is quite difficult to make New Year's resolutions. I've even thought of recommending New Year's resolutions to some people, but I was too shy to do so. I thought they might get a bit annoyed if I tried to recommend New Year's resolution. I suppose there's something you're supposed to set for yourself. But maybe I'll make some videos soon that will be about what New Year's resolutions I recommend some people have, although I can't imagine them sticking to them or following them, but I could always recommend them anyway. And I'd love to be able to have the confidence to sing and tell stories and things like that, which I know I've talked about before, but hopefully this year, maybe from next week, I'll be able to do so every Saturday and Sunday, due to my alliterations and stuff like that. As I say, some habits never change. But yes, due to my alliterations on Saturdays and Sundays, I'd love to sing and tell stories, and maybe on Monday as well, like musical Mondays and stuff like that. But yeah, see how it goes. And but yeah, I was thinking. Sorry, went from point to point, but I was thinking how China and India and Asia generally, I'd love to see them work together. But I was thinking like the disputed area where they normally fight over a lot of time. I think it's called the Golan Heights or something. And apparently Britain gave that to India without permission from China, who it belonged to, and that's caused a huge dispute. It might have been done on purpose to actually divide China and India, and I think it'd be great if they used that area, the Golan Heights or whatever it's called, how we pronounce it, instead to have an area where that to use that area to be an area where they network together with each other. And I think China and India should work together more in terms of things like, as well as Asia generally, to have like representation internationally at places like the UN, where they could talk about their views, and Asians representing each other, also learn about neurodiversity and things like that again, and promote peace together and trade with each other, and talk about how Asia can trade with the world, and promote Asian culture and things like that, and tradition. Although I'm not a big fan of culture and tradition, but I think it's still something they could promote. And it's still something interesting to learn about. But I think culture and tradition to me means like living in the past, whereas I think innovation and creativity is more looking to the future, in my opinion. So, but yeah, but I still think it'd be great to learn about, to promote the world learning about Asian history and culture and things like that, and how Asians think and how they do business and how and things like that. So people learning about Asia, especially those who are interested, or maybe getting more people interested in Asian culture. But I think also like things like football, as a football fan, or sports generally. As a football fan, I'm looking at it from a football point of view, but I think it would be great if China and India work together. Maybe in the future, China and India could even host a World Cup together, like FIFA World Cup, so that they, yeah, work together to like host a joint host World Cup, just jointly hosted World Cup, just like Japan and Korea did in the past. And I think Japan and Korea don't always get along, but it would be great if that also brought them together, like China and India would work together more and like host sports events together, have seats at the UN. Since they're two largest populated countries, I think it'd be great if they had more representation in places like the UN and international bodies generally, and also work together on goals like tackling poverty or things like that, and helping their economies to grow, like India's plans to become a $5 trillion economy or whatever, and maybe China could help them, and they help each other, and that sort of thing. So yeah, maybe in the future I'll talk about that again. Like I might think through a 30-point list, but when I come to the videos, I'll probably do it in even maybe tell stories about imagining how that scenario would work out, and how imagining a future where China and India work together to support and empower each other and uplift each other and work together on goals like again, like tackling poverty or making peace or helping trade together, helping to improve the quality of life of the citizens in those countries, and I think again they could work together to tackle illnesses, diseases, natural disasters, and scientific or other such problems. They could work together to solve those problems. And I think again it'd be great to see Asia generally work together, but especially China and India. I think it'd be great to see them, as well as the rest of Asia, say, work together as much as possible. So again, I'd love to promote Pan-Asianism. I think I mentioned that before. Pan-Asianism and Pan-Africanism, and what I call the six, which I mentioned earlier in the video, to network together. And yeah, so I hope that made sense. And I'd love to hear any questions, comments, or whatever you want to comment in the comment section. Again, questions or anything else you want to comment, suggestions, advice, ideas, things you want to see me cover, any questions you want to ask, which I'll do my best to answer, or any of thoughts that you have again about like whether you think Asia could work together or should work together, whether you think it's a pipe dream or how you think it could be possible, or whether you think it would be a good idea or not, and how you think we could sell that idea, so to speak, to Asian leaders, again similar with Africa, with Pan-Africanism, and maybe even Asia and Africa working together more closely as well, like through Egypt, which I've talked before about, like how Egypt could be a bridge between Africa and Asia. But yeah, I hope to talk more about that tomorrow and or technically today when I wake up. And because it is technically the second already, it's already 1 in the morning. So but yeah, so I'm going to sleep late again. But hopefully I'll wake up as soon as possible, have lots of energy, and talk about these ideas and different ideas I have. And I'm out. Peace and love.